There's more than one wrestling podcast.
Right? What an entrance!
What an entrance for the Schoolboy Roll Up boys.
That's the Mania entrance that we worked on all week.
That we worked on. Triple H was directing with us. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Schoolboy Roll Up, the wrestling podcast you didn't know you needed. After you've listened to us, as always, hop on the socials and join the conversation with us there. Schoolboy Roll Up on Instagram and Twitter, X. And you'll find me probably arguing with lots of people over dumb sports stuff, and it's really kind of funny. It's WrestleMania week, guys. But before we get into that, we have to wish one of our own a very happy birthday. Happy birthday, Nick.
It's my birthday.
There you go, Nick.
Thank you. It was a good one. I took the day off from work, which I highly recommend people do if you can. Because I didn't take the day off all year, so I just did it.
You haven't taken a day off all year?
You get a ton of free stuff. What are you doing with your life? You can get a free Starbucks and a free Jersey Mike's just for being bored.
Wow.
If you're not taking the day off from work
just to get a free sandwich, you know.
to get a free Starbucks, what are you doing?
What are we doing?
What are we
doing? Nick, you really haven't taken a day off all year?
Yep.
Wow.
When I went to change my out of office, it said I'll be back December 27th. So that was the last time I took a day off.
Damn, man, that's a heck of a run. You got like you had a Cal Ripken streak going on.
Yeah,
real Iron Man over here.
This is the Undertaker of the podcast. We have the Jannetty, and then we have the Undertaker.
Oh my gosh, it's very unfair.
One day we're gonna figure out what Rob is,
and then I'm just, I'm that guy. I'm Common Rob.
Hey, he's every man.
Jobber Rob.
Jobber Rob.
Rob Backlund.
Oh, that's good. That's a good one.
Down to
it. Why didn't he go by that? I think that sounds better than Bob.
Maybe because he grew up going as Bob.
That's possibly. Out of curiosity, were you guys? I know we spoke about the Masters last week, and I think we were all slightly into it. Slightly. Did you guys watch? Did you watch Rory avoid the choke job?
Caught it all after the fact. I saw Rory on the 18th, and then I saw him go in the one hole playoff right there, the sudden death match, right?
Yeah,
very exciting if you're a golf fan. But I'm a little bit Nick on this. Like, it was cool. I'm glad he finally got it, but I feel like his kid. I'm just there watching. He's not picking me up and giving me a hug.
Yeah.
Nope, didn't care. But
didn't care.
At least I mean, it's a familiar name, and I didn't even know he hadn't won it before. But good for him then, because obviously he's been around a long time. So
that win gave him the career
Grand Slam, whatever they call it.
Slam, yeah, which only like 3 other people had, including Tiger. Maybe it was 4, but yeah, wow. I thought he was definitely going to choke it away after he got to the playoff. But
yeah, golf's crazy. Golf
prevailed.
Crazy. How just like it's just a whole mental game. So it doesn't. I could see. Maybe I'll go back and watch a highlight or 2. Probably not.
Yeah, probably. If you haven't done it yet, you're definitely not doing it.
All right, Nick, get out of here.
It's pretty cool that I pretended, though.
You did pretend. You did a good job. You did a very good job pretending. Okay. Well, like I said earlier, it is WrestleMania week, and obviously this is, every wrestling fan's bread and butter. I think we're all pretty excited for WrestleMania. We're going to be watching it together, which is awesome. Maybe more to come on that a little bit later in the week for all of our devout fans out there. But we were talking before, Nick. I don't want to, kill any of your points later on, but maybe some people don't seem to be as excited about.
I'm happy to talk about this right away, because we've gone from Elimination Chamber is the best PLA Triple H has ever done to this Mania is a disaster. And just all those tons of negative sentiment very quickly. And we are now part of the IWC, and we're contributed to it. We're all Debbie Downers. This is the product is trash. Triple H doesn't know what he's doing. What?
Yeah.
And meanwhile, we're all like, "Oh man, Hunter. Oh, Big Daddy Trips. You can do no wrong after Elimination Chamber." We're talking about one PLE to another. I know it was long. I know a lot of these builds are not the best. But I just feel like there's been this insane overreaction. I know Mania is important, but it can still be good, and I have faith. Just let me be a simple man who enjoys this stuff, please. And everybody just stop dunking on it. There's still a good chance that the end product and result is going to be good.
We're the IWC. I can't believe we're the IWC.
We are.
Yes, we are.
We are now.
No, Nick, I think to your point, we just need to do a better job of being normal human beings and just understanding that you're going to have higher points and lower points. And Elimination Chamber was incredible. I think it cooled off a little bit with the European tour, even though the crowds were excellent. And it was, I think, just due to the timing of Mania this year, with it being pushed back to Easter, late April weekend, storylines were drawn out a bit. I don't think we're going in with the most momentum, but realistically, I think the matches will deliver. I think athleticism is at an all-time high, and I have faith in Big Daddy Trips. Is that what we're calling him?
yeah. One of my many nicknames.
It's a mix of Kevin Nash and Triple H there.
It's his weekend. He's going in the Hall of Fame, and I have faith he knows what he's doing. So I think it's good. We're going to see something very good. We're going to see some good stories, I think, coming out of it as well too.
I think both you guys are right. I think the funny thing I've seen, I think this week, is that Triple H felt the need, and Nick Khan, to comment on how WWE doesn't pay attention to social media. I don't know if you guys saw this.
What?
But right?
Lies.
Like they both went out of their way to say that, and I think it's because there's been a lot of talk about AEW. I figure, who would have thought that somehow AEW would make it into the beginning of the show? But Tony Khan was mentioning that he pays a lot of attention to social media, and clearly he doesn't, right? Because if he listened to social media, he wouldn't do half the stuff he does. And clearly WWE does, because they changed The Rock and Cody Rhodes last year. So, like, I don't get where this is coming from. But I do think it's going to be a good show, and I have a lot of faith in Triple H or Paul Levesque or Hunter or whatever he goes by now.
Well, when he's with Nick Khan, they merge into Nicky Trips.
Nicky Trips.
Nicky Trips needs to admit that that's a work. They're looking at the social media.
Yeah, that's
all right.
Let's call them out where it's due, right?
Yeah,
because that's what the IWC does.
Yeah.
But with that said, the builds have been meh for the most part, but it's mostly
even the
because
one good one has sprinkles of meh. So
yes. Now, just out of curiosity, Nick, I'm making sure to know what your point is. Like, the one good one is the
Cody and Cena.
Okay. Yeah. It's just I don't know, but the extra time has killed it, and being overseas also killed it. I don't know why, but because the crowds were hot as hell, like you guys said. But I just feel like something was lacking.
You did some great chants, right?
Awesome chants. Like, do you want me to do it? Cody Rhodes.
If you have a chick on this show, Greg makes you do it.
He does. He always does.
Make Greg do jaded.
I want callbacks. I want jaded. I want gyrations.
Oh,
these are faded. You could have sprung that on me the other day, Greg.
Okay. But
all right, so something towards a little more relevant is this past Monday Night Raw, which happens to be last night. Everybody will be listening to this on Wednesday morning, but last night's Raw, endless video packages. What was that 2.5 hours?
So the old timer in me is thinking back to the go home mania, like the go home Raw before Mania. And all that's in my mind even though I don't think it was that great of a Mania, we had Austin in a beer truck pulling up to
Yeah.
give beer baths. Like, iconic moment.
Iconic moment.
It was just so many video packages. Why do I need to see another video package based around Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Bianca Belair? I don't know what else they could do at this point because I guess our IWC-ness is coming out and we've been complaining about build to it. But I don't know if video package is what I want because it just felt like here's another one and another video package. It just seemed to lack some of the energy that we would have going into Mania. And it's because we're trying to save our guys and our gals for this weekend, but lackluster.
Yeah. There was no big save on any of these. No, like, here's the moment that's going to get everybody excited and tie this all together, except for maybe the Roman and Seth stuff. That
It's
was
not
not, that
making
was
me
a nice
want to
payoff,
go,
but nothing else really progressed.
it
It
doesn't
was
make
like,
you
oh,
want to go back to watch it, right?
what's this?
You don't want to go back and watch any of Raw from last night?
I
Or
could.
But is it like the Masters?
No, I would only watch that last segment if I wanted to just see Paul Heyman making those faces.
Oh
Those
my
are some
God.
good Paul Heyman
Classic.
faces, baby. Like that was the highlight of the show.
That was. That really was. I guess, I mean, the prevailing thought would be that they had so many video packages because, like, they've literally had too much time and can't figure out what to do anymore to make these feuds carry on. Correct?
Tell them what you're gonna tell them. You know, hey, get ready for Mania. These are the matches. You want to see these packages again?
Yeah,
You're gonna, because you're gonna.
I would have rather seen another contract signing between Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, and Bianca Belair than more video packages. I really would have. Like, come on.
I mean, you get the subtitle EO promo, which is more talking that she usually gets to do. So
Yeah, it's true.
Contract.
Just we're all about contracts. We want contracts.
Just more paperwork in general.
Yeah, just give us all the paperwork. Kind of switching gears a little bit. Something that I've been thinking about is, seeing the card come together, and I'm still seeing this person on TV all the time, and it's one of the few people that have a title that, or maybe the only other one. How is Chelsea Green not on this card? What are we doing where she has been one of the best, if not the best woman performer all year long, I'd say, to be perfectly honest. Her stuff has been great.
yeah,
What are we doing? And
Look,
the whole trio's good. Like, come on.
I'm not happy about it, but the other female undercard belt is not being defended either.
Yes.
So,
but she's in a tag match, Nick.
She is.
I know
she's in the
at
match.
least on the card, right? I understand, but yeah, it's a little weird. You went out of your way to make these titles, and then they're not even featured. I mean, they can't get the big bills right. So this is my fear when they started to come out with these other titles. I'm like, they can barely manage what they have, and they've added 2 more, and then this is what happens. It's not on the card.
Too many titles. It's just that I don't know. That rubs me the wrong way a little bit, but just because of the work that she's put in this year, I feel like it's actually deserved more than, maybe some of the others that are on there. Like, what the heck?
I think you might see Chelsea in a spot, not necessarily a match, but I could see them utilizing Chelsea in some sort of segment somewhere over the 2 days where she's in the ring, similar to, I guess, when The Rock made an appearance at WrestleMania 32, only to be confronted by like the Wyatts. It's not going to be that, but like give Chelsea 5 minutes of something in the ring.
Something, yeah.
And I think, her comedic chops are excellent, so she could definitely do something that would make that work.
That would make sense.
That's where I'm going.
Do you guys remember? They should just make her the host of WrestleMania. When did we stop having hosts of WrestleMania?
Wow. I was just actually thinking that. I was like, is there? That's why I paused for a second. I was like, is there a host? Is there not a host this year?
Maybe it's The Weeknd.
Like, we don't have another song from that album, but we'll just have him host.
We'll just have him host, and he does have a song on the show, though. I forget what the name of this. It's with somebody else, but that album, I guess, has run its
the
course.
song with Playboy Cardi.
Yeah. That's it.
The Timeless.
Yep.
Okay.
So I guess that's run its course a little bit.
It's kind of like the GM. Like what happened? What happened to like those authority figures? Other than it's just different now.
It's just different. And I guess thank you for bringing that up, Greg. So we had Smack. We're everybody. Just so you know, we're bouncing around a little bit here. We want to get through all the topics before WrestleMania starts, and this one is pertinent to the show as well. Why after Friday Night SmackDown, we see Randy Orton in the ring with Nick Aldis, and you think that match is going to be announced somehow, some way. Randy Orton gets kind of personal and mentions Mickie James, who, for those that don't know, Nick Aldis and Mickie James are married, and you think that that's going to turn into some sort of grudge match, and the show goes off without anything being announced. And like, where are we going with this?
They have one more day. They have the go home SmackDown to announce this thing.
Jeez, talk about waiting to the last minute.
6 and 6. Are there 6 matches each night with the way it's currently laid out?
It's 7 and 6.
7 and 6. Yeah.
So
they go to 7 and 7. I mean, I know the coverage is running long, but that's not how the match is.
That is. And I don't think we need it. I get that we want to fit everyone on the card, like we're just talking about Chelsea Green, but 6 and 6, that seems like that would be a great number. But I would say look for Randy Orton's storyline to continue to advance this Friday, possibly winding up in a WrestleMania 38 Seth Rollins kind of position where he's going into a match where he doesn't know who he's going to be facing on Sunday.
That would make sense.
Maybe a debuting Marty Jannetty.
And he's just wearing it.
You thought I was going to go Aleister Black or Rusev, going back to their WWE names, but you got to stay with Jannetty.
It could be a debuting Jannetty, and he's in his rockers gear, and then R-Truth comes out with him.
What if Jannetty's debuting a new gimmick? We
the reverse Jannetty. The reverse.
He just walks backwards to the ring.
It's like the opposite of Orange Cassidy. He just uses his hands and not his feet, so he crawls and.
This is so bad that I love it.
It's so bad. Where would you find this storyline? I got a couple ideas. One of the other matches, I feel like maybe you. I know, Greg, you wanted to mention something about Logan Paul. What are you getting at?
First off, new finisher, the pulverizer.
Yes,
love it. It's phenomenal. Which I'm using that because he did on AJ Styles, but it is excellent. And was there no reaction to this? He definitely did the throat thing. He did the Rock's throat thing.
You're right.
On the show. And I haven't been on social nearly enough today to talk about it, but it was the same exact throat slash. So, and it would make sense considering Hollywood celebrities. Think about it.
Wow, Greg, if you just picked up, that was a good one. I'm excited because now I'm excited, dude. If they make a stable of coming out of this, it justifies a lot of the jank in these stories.
I mean, the idea of Cena, Rock, Logan Paul, Travis Scott just showing up twice a year
to feud with The Weeknd to see who gets to stay and stuff.
Whose theme's staying around.
We could get what's his face, Ari from what the heck was it, that HBO show where he called it Summerfest. Jeremy Piven, yeah.
Maybe get Dave Bautista.
Oh, there you go.
Your Hollywood star.
I think you're onto something.
Guys, keep the eye on Logan Paul.
Okay. All right.
I think he's going over. I know we're not at that part, but I think I got him winning that one for sure.
I think you're probably right. I feel
Although
bad for
AJ did
AJ
lose
Styles, but
this match last year, but I don't know. AJ's at that point in career where you just got to put people over. So
yeah. Greg, since you mentioned The Rock, I feel like this is probably a good time to bring it up. The internet was a buzz. The IWC was a buzz.
We were
We be the IWC.
We were a buzz.
Because The Rock came out with a video on, I guess it was Instagram and Twitter and all those things. And in it, he's talking about a Rubik's Cube, and he's wearing a New Japan Pro Wrestling shirt.
But why is he talking about the Rubik's Cube?
Why am I also wearing a New Japan Pro Wrestling shirt is the question. But we can answer that.
We worked out a deal to start covering New Japan Pro Wrestling as well.
That's right.
This is actually a Don Taku preview show.
This is
it's a
Wrestle Kingdom
show.
Yeah. But the internet was a buzz because apparently Jeff Cobb, who I don't know, I'm sure you guys have heard of, his contract in New Japan is up on Saturday. That's his last date. And people seem to think that he is going to be joining WWE and being part of the Rock stable.
Interesting.
What are your thoughts if that were to occur? Or
I have to know who that dude is to have a thought, brother. You're missing me on that one.
Okay, all right.
I like Jeff Cobb. Don't see him debut. I feel like this is a stretch at best. I think this is an IWC stretch. Jeff Cobb, to Nick's point, while he's a very good wrestler, he did great things in Lucha Underground. I've seen a little bit of his work in New Japan. He's not that name right now. I mean, I've seen him in AEW too, but I'm trying to keep Nick awake for his birthday.
My birthday.
He's not there. That's not the stable to put him with. If you want to do kind of like a natural disasters tag team with Bronson Reed, and maybe they at some point act as like the AOP or the security for The Rock, that's fine. But I mean, they are not on that level. He would be a lackey at most in that group.
Yeah, they're going this Hollywood direction. Is way more exciting than being like this guy looks vaguely Samoan, so now he's with The Rock. Like,
yeah.
I had to Google him to make that comment.
Yeah.
So.
You did it so well. I didn't even pick up that you were doing it there. So
how could you not? My face was in my desk for 5 seconds there.
That was close. The other thing with him though is he's also 42 years old. He's no spring chicken. Like, are we really going to throw this guy a huge debut?
He's older than us.
He is, or he's the same age as some of us.
Oh yeah, you're older than me, Greg.
Wait, no. Isn't he? When's his? I think
he's 42. I looked it up before.
When's the birthday though?
Oh, I don't know.
We gotta figure that out.
You want to sing him happy birthday?
This conversation.
Yeah, exactly. This is this week's short is just us talking about Jeff Cobb's birthday.
So he's a year older than us. He's gonna be, he'll be 43 in July. This is
he's in the stage of putting people over. Maybe they're bringing him in to put everybody over.
He's gonna eat all the pins for the Rock's group.
Do you think they should just call it the Rock Group?
The Rock Group, and
then they're like a band.
A band.
Yeah.
What was the name of that P. Diddy show way back in the day that he had? Come on,
we're not talking about this. That guy's canned right now.
I can't. But what was the name of that show? That's what
Making the band.
Making the band. There you go.
There you go.
That guy's canned right now.
Can't be talking about this. I couldn't even mention somebody else from WrestleMania 20 the other day. I can't be talking about Diddy.
Oh man. That was I think this was the anniversary of that He Who Shall Not Be Named wrestler of his last match, wasn't it? It was pretty recently, I think. Anyway, not that it matters.
Cool.
Another
off the rails. Thanks, Jeff Cobb.
Yeah, Jeff Cobb just he totally just threw it off.
Do you think he comes in as Jeff Cobb? And if so, do they do a terrible play on Cobb salads?
Or corn on the cob? Jeff Corn on the Cob. He's just he comes in slathered in butter and just.
Rob, have you ever had a Cobb salad?
I love a Cobb salad.
Or they're just like, it's the grandson of Ty Cobb. And like, it's just,
He just comes in holding his baseball card.
but he's also walking to the ring on his hands.
Yeah. Because it's got to be the opposite of Orange Cassidy. You know, we got to keep that going.
I just want to say, you know, I believe we're 25 minutes in. I think we're doing the best work we've ever done.
Totally. We now have a new segment for every episode that we could do called the Jeff Cobb segment, where it's just completely different than wrestling. Like it's like just something that doesn't even make sense at all. We could totally do.
So this dude's slathered in butter. He's coming to the ring.
And he's eating a Cobb salad.
I don't know if we were ever on the rails to go off the rails, but I don't think the rails don't exist.
They do not exist.
Just like the ceilings, they don't exist.
Ceilings. I can't feel my face.
I'm back. Crying a little bit, but I'm back.
That's good. That's good. You need a good cry every now and then, you know?
Yeah, gotta let it out.
Gotta let it out somehow.
Jim Valvano said you should cry every day.
He did. He was a smart guy, that guy.
If we were in a normal social setting, by the way, Greg would have been laughing like he just was for like 3 minutes straight, and it is the most contagious thing ever.
And he would have
we're recording, but this is what it's like when you get Greg going. It only took us 9 episodes to get like a true Greg giggle out, which is like some of the best moments in life are when you get Greg to laugh.
Oh, for sure. And he get the liquid coming out of the nose.
That's all we need. The Jeff Cobb segment of the week.
Yeah. And it's just us talking about like textiles or something. Oh man, that's classic. All right, I'll try and bring it back though.
All right.
Keeping to the Rock and the whole Rock group, I want to throw out another internet wrestling community theory. And everybody seemed to be picking up this week that on Raw, Seth Rollins mentioned best for business, which is obviously what John Cena muttered months ago before he entered the Elimination Chamber. Do we see a correlation?
Oh my gosh.
Another seedling that you've picked up on there that I did not. I mean, I feel like they were a little more obvious that he may be involved in some shenanigans, but that was a good pickup that he paralleled the words that Cena used, because I do think that there's possible connection there where that Seth goes over to join this group, even though he himself is not Hollywood. He kind of presents himself as such, and he would make sense if they're building out this heel stable of really high profile characters.
We, myself especially, have been absolutely trashing this triple threat buildup. And, you know, I keep saying looking forward to the match, but the buildup's not great. But I think ultimately what we're going to see coming out of this, if they don't, it's an absolute crime, is I think you're going to see a year built around Seth Rollins. I know John Cena is going to be at the forefront too on his farewell tour. But Seth Rollins, to me, needs to be right up there because he's doing right now, I would say, I don't want to say his best work because he's done a lot of great work over the years, but I think he is very entertaining right now, very intriguing as far as where he goes. And I think you could see him, I don't want to say on another level, but I think he's being built up nicely for post-Mania.
I mean, dude, he could have easily gotten overshadowed in this scenario with Punk and Roman, and he's kind of potentially coming out on top with a new gimmick and momentum. And I think that's kind of the dark horse of this thing. I mean, he kind of started it, right? He did the stomp at the Rumble, and maybe he's going to be the one to finish it. It's nice that they added so much intrigue with just that one final segment, and that his promo work has just been impeccable.
Agreed. I think it is interesting that on Friday, Seth chose not to stomp Paul Heyman, right? And then said, "You owe me a favor," or whatever that was. And then this past Monday, he comes out dressed in all black, and he's not with the colorful, crazy clothes anymore. It's all black and those all black sunglasses, and he's muttering the words "best for business." It really makes you wonder if that, Paul Heyman's been pulling the strings for this Rock stuff the whole entire time.
I mean, even if you look at the all black outfit, it seems somewhat like an update / mashup of his more recent over the top character, but mixed with the Shield from 2014. I mean, it's a vest and black pants. Like, that is, I don't think they do anything at this point that is just coincidence. And to me, the fact that I was casually watching, while we do this, I'm not necessarily sitting there looking for clues on everything. It looked Shieldish to me. Mm-hmm. And then the fact that when he does take the chair, they refer to it as the Shield chair. Mm-hmm. It seems like this could be building to that. That's a great point, Rob.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think also a great point, Greg, is to add into it the Shield chair. I think that's a big deal. I just wonder how they go about this and it does make sense that he does it right now, because originally the Shield was there to save the WWE, right? And Seth's been on a crusade to save the WWE from CM Punk. So maybe I just wonder if he's not part of the Rock's group, he's clearly gearing towards something. And if they do like a new Shield, I don't think they would ever call it that again. But I just would love to wonder who's part of that with him.
Is Seth currently right now, is he a heel? Is he a tweener? Where do you have him?
In this current feud, he is the heel. Roman and Punk are like the babies, and he's the heel in this feud. He did the most diabolical damage, to start it at the Rumble. He was gonna, really try to injure Punk in the cage match. He's the baddie.
And he was also gonna hurt
it doesn't feel like he's done the full turn yet either.
No, he hasn't.
Exactly.
He was also gonna stomp the defenseless fat man, like
yeah.
So I guess that's pretty heelish, right? That's a good point. He's definitely the heel, though. I mean, Punk and Roman are
in this, but I don't know if he's quite a heel yet. I think we're just making the assumption, and it seems like he's just moving further into that.
I would totally welcome a gimmick change, because to me, he is too good of a wrestler and too good of a personality to have this wild, like, just that gimmick was just too much for me.
Do you think there's a chance?
Some entrances, though, but
it did. Hey, I'll give him that. And
I'm ready for a change too.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a chance coming out that he's going to be partnered up with Jannetty and Jeff Cobb?
I mean, if he is, he's gonna just need to roll to the ring while the other guys walk on their hands.
They're on their hands, and he's just rolling on top of them.
Yeah. Is it a side roll like you would go down a hill, or is it more of a somersault?
Yeah, which is unfortunate they don't have a ramp anymore. They might have a ramp at Mania, but they don't for Raw and SmackDown. It's take a really long time to roll.
Well, he takes a long time to come out with all that, his version of gyrating, doing all that stuff on the ramp. So maybe it wouldn't change the time too much.
He's going like this, doing gyrating. Yeah, and stuff.
Yeah. I feel like you sounded really old on that, Robbie.
Did I? Dude,
his version of gyrating.
I am the same age as Jeff Cobb, so I am old, man.
You gotta put people over.
I gotta put people over now, Oh man. All right, so we're flying through this. I do want to give you guys, before we do our WrestleMania preview, which we are going to go and pick every match, and we'll talk about a couple of the key ones. I do want to give everybody the Meltzer Saucy Nug of the week.
Do we have a official sponsor yet?
Dave's Hot Chicken. They reached out. We didn't hammer anything out, and we're still working on Wendy's. It's up to us to decide whether or not we want to go with them. So, we just gotta.
Did any feedback from Dude Wipes on
it? Did you get any? I did not.
No. They said they'd circle back.
Okay. Well, Yeah, hopefully they do. Because
I mean, if your hands get dirty from those saucy nuggets. You're gonna be
Nick,
it's-
there you go.
yeah,
Now
it's a
that's what I'm
dual
talking
sponsor.
about.
Yeah.
You see what I did there?
You
You see what I did?
You need the white piece. All right. So a couple days ago, Dave Meltzer threw this nugget out there, which to me is just, I guess it coincided with something that, Nick, don't go to sleep now. This is in reference to the company you hate. But Dave Meltzer said the following on his Wrestling Observer newsletter, show, whatever. I will say this much for Jericho. Unless the money is greatly different and unless there is a loyalty because he was on the ground floor of this, if I was asked, all things being equal, I suggest him leaving. The reality is he's swimming upstream in AEW with a fan base that he can work heel with and all he can help guys. But like with the Hardys, he can return to WWE and get at least a short-term gigantic reaction because there is nothing WWE fans like more than seeing a guy defect from AEW. What are your thoughts about this? In one tweet, whatever you want to call it, he manages to just throw WWE completely under the bus and their fans, by the way, and propping up AEW. So, I mean, I don't know what this guy's deal is, but what
The
do you
more
think?
of these you talk about, the more he is just he's a hater. I do a bit where I fall asleep. All right, this guy stays up at night crafting tweets about how he hates about the other company's terrible, its fans are terrible. This absolute legend just needs to quit. Like, I don't know. Everything he says is somehow news, and that's why we have this segment.
Yeah, it's great.
But I think on the let's forget that first part. Let's focus on that last part where he says he can return to WWE and get at least a short-term gigantic reaction. Let's focus on that for a moment, not even the AEW stuff. It's absolutely true. And Jericho's at a point where
100%.
Can Jericho still go in the ring? Yes. Can he go like he used to? We know he can't at this point, but he could go on the mic and he could do enough in the ring. And if he shows up, let's say for a Hall of Fame induction next year and gets a match or two in afterwards or around then, I think that's a win for him. And ultimately, Jericho's a guy who needs to. No one needs to, but Jericho will feel he needs to be in the Hall of Fame for sure. He seems to have a little bit of an ego from what we're picking up on those interviews. So he's absolutely going back at some point. It seems like he's accomplished just about everything there is for him to do in AEW at this point. So for me, I'd say I'm going with my Nug Master on this, Meltzer. Jericho, finish up your contract, get inducted into WWE Hall of Fame, and have a few matches here and there, and maybe move off into an announcing role or something of that nature, because your AEW days are behind you.
Well said, Greg.
Thank you.
Just for his entrance into WWE from when he left WCW with the whole countdown clock and the song and like him interrupting The Rock when that first happened, like, is the best entrance to a wrestling promotion I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree.
Spectacular.
That's like what 25 years ago at this point. It still hasn't been trumped by anybody, and I don't think it ever will be. Like, it was that good.
It was. It was an excellent entrance. The combo between the music, the build-up, the song.
That sparkly short sleeve shirt.
Yeah, that thing was awesome.
Well, what's interesting is, like, you get past that, The Rock absolutely annihilates him.
Oh yeah,
in his debut,
Jericho
did not come out,
which is crazy because it's such a good debut. But in the same segment, if we were doing this 25 years ago, maybe we would have said something. Maybe we would have been like, I don't know about that. But it is an all-time debut.
All-time, easily. So, hot take, yes or no? Give it to me. If he comes back to WWE, does he use his theme song that he always used, or does he force them to use one of his Fozzy songs?
He has no leverage on this. He's going back to that theme song. They might promote a Fozzy song for a PLE, but no, he's not getting Judas and There's no chance.
Yeah.
Jericho in WWE is that song, unless WWE decides to give him a new song after a gimmick change. Which, at this point, why are we gimmick changing him?
Yeah. He's older than Jeff Cobb. There's no point.
No. Once you're older than Jeff Cobb.
So we'll never be older than him. So what is it? Is 43 the number? When you're 43, you're Jeff Cobb.
Jeff Cobb.
You
Yeah,
having
no,
a Jeff Cobb crisis?
No,
Yeah.
it's if you're older than Jeff Cobb.
Oh,
We'll never be older.
Anyone
than
We'll never
currently
be older
than him is over the Cobb. Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Over the Cobb.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. I would definitely look forward to seeing Jericho back. I've grown tired of him and like his personality in AEW. I feel like he's very pompous in interviews now, and like I don't know. But I always liked him in WWE. I loved him in WCW. So hopefully he does come back.
Did you love him on the cruise?
The Jericho cruise?
Didn't you go?
Yeah, I was there. No, I didn't go on a Jericho cruise. That would have been amazing, though.
Okay.
You know who was probably there?
Who?
Cobb.
Marty Jannetty.
Yeah.
We got Janetti. We got.
Yeah, he was doing all kinds of weird stuff on the cruise, and people were like, "Oh man, this Jannetty guy."
Oh, he's walking backwards again.
He's walking backwards again. What's he doing? Reverse Jannetty. All right. Let's get to our WrestleMania preview.
Finally. Let's go.
So here's what we're thinking, everybody. We are gonna pick every match, and we'll keep a track of it, and we'll see if Nick can regain his crown after he beat us both at Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, well, the Elimination Chamber, there's 5 matches. I now have to do 13.
Yeah,
So.
I know it's a lot. It's a lot. And we'll talk about a few of them, but I think the primary goal is to pretty much pick the matches here.
No, we're going to talk about all of them.
We're going to talk about all of them in depth.
2 hour.
Zero. Pick zero.
Yes.
Yeah.
No picks.
No picks. Okay.
Actually, we're just going to show video packages for the rest of us.
That's just the rest of the episode. It's just a video package of us.
Not
Not even
it's like
talking
it shows
about
the match.
WrestleMania.
I'm
Like,
holding up my phone,
Rio
showing
yeah.
the video package.
versus Bianca versus Io Sky, and then it just shows my face, and I'm like, Io.
Yeah.
And then we do that over and over and over.
Oh,
again. All 3 of them.
Perfect.
Takes an hour and 45 minutes.
It might. This might too.
Yeah.
Okay. So obviously we're going to start with night 1, and I'm just going to go straight down the card, and I will keep track of what everybody chooses so we have it.
And like a spreadsheet. Love spreadsheet.
And like a spreadsheet, man. Is that wild or what?
Ooh.
So the first match that we have is the World Tag Team Championship, which is the War Raiders, Eric and Ivar, versus the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. Greg, who do you got?
Well, I'm pretty sure New Day turned heel about 4 months ago. They were getting booed out of each arena. Then it cooled off. Now it's picking back up. Put the belts on heel New Day. New Day. By a million.
Okay. Nick,
When,
what are you thinking?
When they were the Vikings and like Eric got hurt and they were like, "Oh, Ivar, go do some stuff in NXT." He would like show up like not as a Viking for some reason, and he was wearing these really tight pants. Like he was trying to look drippy as hell. And like, you can't do that, man. You're way too big. So the New Day,
I love how that's part of your prediction. That's
Yeah.
amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah,
I'm glad you brought that up.
At some point in
Yes.
2024, Ivar wore skinny jeans. New Day.
Yeah. Yeah, that's you know what? I'm not even gonna bother topping that. Same. New Day. Nick, you win. All right, second match on night 1 will be Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano, which I believe, unless we're not sure, but I believe it's Chad Gable, if rumors are true. Nick,
Really?
who are you going with?
Well,
I love El Grande Americano in this one. Although, yeah, I mean, look, what was the whole point? He like went off into Lucha Land to learn Lucha Libre so they could set up this WrestleMania match. Like,
Yeah.
the whole thing is insanely ridiculous. Look, they've been playing up this plate in the mask, and it's got to backfire in some way. His identity's got to be revealed, but I don't know. I just want to see Chad Gable get a dub.
That would be nice.
well, I mean, if we're really looking at this, Chad Gable back about 5 years ago had a gimmick known as Shorty G. Whereas if I go back about 25 years ago, Rey Mysterio looked droopy as hell in the Filthy Animals. So for that reason, I'm going Rey Mysterio.
Okay.
Who had the best past drip? Is how we pick these matches.
That's past strip is very important. Jericho with the past strip with that shiny coat, jacket, shirt, whatever you want to
That's why
talk
he's got to come
about.
back.
That's why he's got to come back. Greg loves this. He freaking loves this today. I'm going Rey Mysterio because I just don't see how he loses at WrestleMania. Ow. Okay. Jade Cargill versus Naomi. Grudge match. Who you got?
Oh my goodness. If I go against Jade Cargill, what kind of person would I be? If I didn't say
Oh. There it is, folks.
she's got her mama's drip, but she dude.
Imagine if that's what Steven Tyler actually sang, is that she's got her mama's drip.
So I mean, we've talked about this. This is chapter 1 of the novel right here. Jade Cargill gets a dominant victory over Naomi, but this is not the end of the story. We're going to see some things unfolding coming out of Mania. But for right now, Jade Cargill stands tall. She says a storm is coming. She laughs, kind of condescending. It's going to be great.
Mm.
Do you think Naomi's going to have like a new entrance or theme, or has she come out with a new entrance or theme since she started this caution tape thing?
I think it's just
It's a construction truck backing up.
Yeah.
Beep, beep, beep.
I got to go with Jade also. They're trying to build her heavy. She needs a nice WrestleMania win. I mean, they had the win last year where it was the three of them together, but I don't know. It depends who they're trying to build up. Do they need Naomi as a heel more to push the story forward, or Jade winning? I think Jade winning pushes the story forward more to the eventual Bianca and Jade clash.
Like you just said, Nick, I think Jade winning gets us to the feud that they really want to hone in on, which is Jade versus Bianca. I see absolutely no way that Jade loses this match at all. So I'm going Jade.
I would say this is going to be the closest thing we get to a squash match all weekend.
Mm-hmm. I think you're right. Unless, Marty Jannetty does come out and they just book him real strong. Like real
just
strong.
Backs into somebody.
Like he's just backing
that's
in.
the finisher.
He's got the Rikishi ass thing as his finisher, and he's
just goes over Randy Orton in less than 2 minutes.
Yeah. He reverses the RKO into some ridiculous, I don't even know what, package pile driver. Anyway, U.S. title match. LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu, the Samoan werewolf. Look at this guy go. I mean, he put the glasses on and gyrated. I don't know what he's picking.
That's what's going on inside when I think about how to pick this match.
Okay.
I'm torn up.
Too pretty.
Torn.
Yeah. I'm torn up. Do we go with everybody's favorite or everybody's favorite? This is the hardest match in the world to pick. I want them both to win. But, LA Knight's first run, and it was relatively lackluster. I would love to see him move on to something else, hopefully coming up with a Jacob Fatu win You know.
Okay.
So the answer is Fat Two.
Yes. Yes, he did. And also, he's never really had to go be booked against somebody who just has the no sell move. So like because Fatu can no sell stuff, he's gonna just win.
He's gonna. How could he lose if he's just gonna
How
no
can you
sell
How can
everything?
you lose if you're like relatively early in your career? You've been granted the superpower to no sell stuff.
He's definitely got it, and all he's got to do is just gyrate around.
Rob, who are we going with? Who are you going with?
Oh, I'm going again. I don't think this is going to be close. I mean, that sounds stupid, but I think Fatu wins. I just don't think there's any way LA Knight goes over. And I love LA Knight, and I think Greg's shaking his head, looking at me. I think he might be picking LA Knight, maybe. But I would love to see LA Knight win. But if this leads him to bigger and better things, then I'm all for it. Fatu. What you got, Greg?
A Knight. I think we're looking at some Sikoa interference on this.
Oh, we're going that. Why does FB Greg have to show up all the time and with these ideas?
Fantasy booking.
So hard to refute.
I think we're seeing LA Knight hold on to it, but everybody's saying
Moen,
peanut butter jelly.
That would be a good way to get Solo Sikoa into WrestleMania because his stock has plummeted worse than the Dow Jones did last week, right? Like this was topical.
Very topical.
You know, his stock is low, so I think he needs something to get himself back going.
Would you say it's so low?
Nick, you threw that out there.
You did it.
That was good. That was good. I would say it's so low.
But I mean, just like the Dow Jones, all we need is
a bounce
an authority figure to say, "Hey, stay calm. Buy this because it's so low."
The authority figure could be like Hornswoggle or anybody.
Any authority.
Any authority figure. Okay. All right. That makes sense. Next match. Now this I think is going to be better than, I mean, it's definitely going to be better than what we thought it was going to be probably 2 weeks ago. And this is the WWE Women's Title match. Champion Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. Is it Tiffy time, Nick?
Ooh. This, I wonder if the disarray has changed even like where this was going to go. This is like the third most interesting match because of the debacle of the promo. And people have not stopped talking about it. On the spot, geez. I mean, I want Tiffany to win, obviously. I have to pick.
You got to pick, dude.
This is a hard one. This is a hard one because of the just how what a debacle those promos were. I feel like I'm going Tiffany anyway. I can't not. But we'll see. Again, I don't feel confident in that pick.
Greg, what are you thinking?
Charlotte 4-3 at Mania. Didn't compete last year. Lost the year before to Rhea Ripley. Had a return. Didn't know which direction she was going, but you know, WWE puts together a good package. She gets the Rumble win. They got to keep this momentum going right now, and Tiff needs to chase through the summer. For that reason, Charlotte Flair on top. Kaiser DM.
Kaiser DMs, which, by the way, is a great title for shorts. It gets you views. Yeah. Just in case anybody was wondering. I would love to see Tiffany get the win. A big win at WrestleMania over probably the greatest women's wrestler of all time. I think that would be awesome for her character. I tend to think what Greg just said is probably true, and Charlotte hasn't had a WrestleMania win in quite a while. And I just don't know what putting the title on her does right now. The fans hate her. There's no direction. I mean, I just don't know what they do. But
Do we get a
Steph the
Nia
chase.
Jax return here? To help
oh, it
Charlotte
could be
get the
There-
dub.
the dub. And you might be onto something there, Nick.
It's Tiff
I
the
had
chase.
to punch back because Greg had a good idea on the last one.
you gotta punch back. I'm gonna go Flair, but like Nick said, it's funny. Nick was not confident in Tiffany. I'm not confident in the Flair pick, but we shall see. Now here's a match that I don't even know. I don't know what to talk about this match. This is the men's world title match, which would be this belt right here. I'm just gonna hold it throughout this whole segment. All right. This would be Gunther champion versus main event Jey Uso, which is funny because he's not even main eventing WrestleMania. So how we call it a main event Jey Uso still. But anyway, Greg, who do you got?
Yeah, two nights of Mania, two main events technically. He's not main eventing either. This comes down to when this match takes place. If they open the show with this match, which I highly think they will,
Really
this will
shiny.
be Jey Uso's match to get everyone hyped up for the rest of the night. If they open with that. But I don't know what's going on with Jey right now. He's so over. The story's picked up a little bit with like, hey, let's bloody the twin. But he's just, I don't even know what his promo was last night.
It was it's like I'm
standing
not
on the
doing
top
the
of the
thing. I'm
desk,
doing the
going
thing.
this far back. He's like,
Yeah.
The promo was the definition of a half yeet.
yeah,
Yeah.
like what is that?
It was
like,
a yee.
You're not
Yeah.
Jacob Fatu. Don't give me a small gyration there.
Coach Small Ray.
I saw that bounce. You know what? No, this needs to stay with Gunther. So for that reason, Gunther wins, unless it's going to be the kickoff match. Unfortunately, then Jey will win. I don't want Jey to win yet. I like Jey. It's not his time. Gunther.
Okay.
We've
Nicholas?
talked about this a lot because of how high profile it is. And I got to stick with all of our previous conversations and go with Gunther as well.
I'm sticking with it. I don't see any way you can let Jey Uso win this match. I don't care if it
He
gets the
doesn't
crowd
even
pumped.
know what his character is.
No,
like he's
nobody
so
does.
all over the place in that promo this week. So
I love a good entrance. It's one of the best things in wrestling to me is a good entrance. But you can't give this guy the championship based on a good entrance. I can't do it. So at least Daniel Bryan, back when everybody was yesing and everything, the guy was the best wrestler on the planet at the time. So at least he deserved the nod. I can't give Jey this title right now. Can't. As much as I like him.
And I think, I know we're doing our picks. It doesn't feel like this is his culminating moment for all the work they put into this guy. He needs another obstacle. And this hopefully is his last obstacle.
Wouldn't it be funny if instead of him beating Gunther, he ends up beating I don't know, The Rock or something. Somehow The Rock gets the title, or just some even bigger.
That's
I just can't.
You need to keep Gunther looking incredibly strong, and he lost that last year's Mania. He needs to get a win back for his Mania record, and two, while he's awesome, he's not high profile enough to make this, I think, meaningful enough for Jey.
I think you're right. I don't see how. I don't see any way we ever get to Jey beating somebody better, but we will find out about that, right?
We shall see.
Grudge match. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief. Could this be the last of the tribal chief? CM Punk, who will have Paul Heyman in his corner, and Seth Rollins. Greg, where are you going?
Reigns can't win this. Reigns has had so many years on top, but I think we're looking at a storyline with Reigns coming out of Mania where he needs to, swim upstream and fight uphill on this. So he can't get the win. Can Punk get the win? Sure, but to me, I think the best story that you could have and the most intrigue coming out of it is with Rollins. So for that, let's go with Seth Rollins.
Okay.
It is a Punk or Rollins coin flip. It's tough to go against Rollins because of how strong he's looked lately. I don't know what the win does for Punk. He's still basically the top babyface, right? Except for Cody, and that doesn't change what if he loses. I hate agreeing with Greg on everything because he went
I know.
first. I wish I went first. Then he'd be agreeing with me. But yeah, I think it's
That's
Seth.
true.
I'm gonna have to try and switch it. I'm gonna have to try and figure out what you guys are agree on and let you go first, Nick.
Yes.
Okay.
So he's agreed with me then.
Yes. Yes, exactly. I think we're gonna just round it out. I'm taking Seth as well. I don't see how Roman or Punk winning this match does anything for either one of them. Seth is the one that I think actually has somewhere to go with a win, and neither of the other guys do. I do feel bad for Punk, still not getting that big WrestleMania win, but
It's not for belts, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I just so wish that this was for somehow meant something, but I guess we're gonna find out. That takes care of night one. Let's roll through night two real quick. The WWE Women's Tag Team Championship, which has Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez of the Judgment Day facing Bailey and Greg's most favorite wrestler of right now, Lyra Valkyria. Nick, who you got?
This Bailey and Lyra forced tag team that and they get a Mania match here. I mean, if they're trying to take it off of Liv and Raquel and have them move on as the Judgment Day completely falls apart, this would facilitate that, I guess, a little bit. But I just don't want. I'd rather see Bailey and Lyra Valkyria fight again for the IC belt than be tag team champions.
That was a great match, by the way. We didn't hit
Yeah,
on
that was
that
the
on
best
this.
match she's had defending the
Yeah.
title because she was in there with somebody who's, really,
Right.
really good. So
Mhm.
I'm going with Liv and Raquel.
Okay. Greg, what are you thinking?
I gotta agree with Nick on this, but my two
There it
cents
is.
my 2 cents is that the reason you do this is because Liv Morgan is a main event player on the women's side, and right now she has no belt to move towards. So you have to keep her in this tag position. And I think the tag team with her and Raquel is excellent. I think they're a great pairing. I think Raquel does very good work. And also, if you were watching Raw on Monday night, excellent ending. And I have to give some credit to Lyra on this for that creative finish with the reversing the Oblivion
Oh yeah.
by Lyra grabbing onto Bailey so that Liv couldn't pull it. Based on that alone, we got to go opposite momentum. Since Liv lost on Monday, Liv's going to win on Sunday. So, and to Nick's point, once again,
Wow.
I want to see Lyra and Bailey fight each other again. That was a great match. Turn that into a feud. It gives Lyra and Bailey some more direction rather than a tag run.
What they hinted at the end of that match too was Bailey maybe turning heel because she wouldn't shake her hand at first, and then obviously she came back in the ring and shook her hand. I wonder if that's just a little foreshadowing of anything. But with that said, I'm going to go with the Judgment Day. Maybe somehow Bailey or Lyra causes their team to lose, and maybe that does turn it into a match for the two of them somewhere down the road. But yeah, Judgment Day. Liv Morgan cannot lose right now. At least not in that match. Next match, Karrion Kross's favorite match of the night. He's got to insert himself into WrestleMania somehow, right? Him and Scarlett. AJ Styles versus Logan Paul, which I just do not understand. Like, you have to win for the good of for the betterment of whatever. Like, I love Karrion Kross. I'm a big fan of, like, we said this a couple times now, of what he's been doing. Like, he's been awesome. And
Well,
they can't seem to find, like, a good road for him. And this might actually be it. They might have actually found it, and he's not even in the match. So, I mean,
he had a great match with AJ.
He did.
From Monday.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'll just say it. I'm gonna go Logan Paul. I'd rather see AJ Styles win, to be honest. I don't want to see Logan Paul win. Not for any specific reason. I just don't care about him as much. And I'm a big AJ Styles guy, but I think Logan Paul wins.
It's a great heel. He just needs to wrestle more. I don't know. His contract is such that he barely has to show up, and he gets these high-profile matches. He can do his new finisher to AJ Styles, right? So he wins.
That's true. There you go. He's got to do it to somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, Greg's actually thinking about this. That's a good point, Nick, though. That's a really good point.
He can't hit that thing on everybody, dude.
No, and he just debuted it, so he's got to go over with it, right?
Yeah.
it's a great looking.
It is a great move.
It's a great looking move.
Yeah.
Fine. I'll agree. I'll just stay agreeing with everyone right now. I wanted to break away. I wanted to be unique.
I'm going to go first. You're going to go first on the next one, and we'll see if we all agree with you.
Go on, Logan.
All right.
Going into the IC match, I'm guessing.
Yes, sir. Point. Yes, sir.
I mean, this is time to highlight Braun Breaker. He is your future. He is a beast like no other. As much as I love my man, Penta, and he's got zero fear, it's Braun's time to win. Braun wins. And Dom needs to keep his WrestleMania losing streak going. So I think that's going to be something we continue to see over the years, and I love it.
That Dom can never win?
Yes.
Opposite. That's a reverse taker?
Yes, that's a reverse taker.
Wow.
That's where you come out of a coffin, but your feet lift up first.
Or he pile drives somebody, but it's their feet that go down first, and it just doesn't even hurt them.
They're just standing up.
Just like, ow, you dislocated my knee.
Yeah. That really hurt.
Yeah, but no, I think it has to be Braun. You gotta highlight your future on the biggest show of the year.
He does old school, except he puts them on the rope and they walk it, and then they just come down and hit him instead.
It's the same move.
But he's making them do it. Oh man. Nick, where are you going?
I'm so happy to disagree with Greg. Dominic Mysterio is the future, and you do get the Finn Dom breakup finally storyline out of him pinning Finn somehow. Braun can get the belt back next week. Everybody knows he's the man, but let's reward Mr. Dominic Mysterio with something. Okay. Although I didn't know about this other streak though. That's a great little nugget. That's a Greg nugget.
That's a Greg nugget of the week.
That's Greg's hot nug.
Okay. Sponsored by
EHN. Greg's hot nugs.
Who do you getting to sponsor you?
Dude wipes.
It's Hormel. Hormel's sponsor.
That's a good one. Hormel, you're getting free meat deliveries.
Maybe the general. Wait, give me the general.
With Shaq.
Give me that.
I think you guys made a lot of good points about this match. I think Breaker, Braun, Steiner loses this match because he is going to move into the main event, I'm guessing, coming out of WrestleMania.
Not a lot of room up there, brother. Busy.
There is not a lot of room, but man, they are pushing this guy, and I would say it's deserved. He has the look, he's got everything, but I see him losing this match, and it's tough for me to say, but I think they're going to go Penta. I know he's new, but we
had the chance to all pick somebody different, and we did. We
did it.
How
about that?
Deciding whoever gets this one right,
yeah,
is the true winner.
Probably. And
Yeah.
it's funny too, because this match had you could make a very strong case for Finn Balor too to win this match.
No.
I think
no, sir. No, thank you.
I think all four of these guys have a chance to win. So
I think he does not.
you think so, huh?
Yeah.
We're going to find out, and then he's going to be the one that wins.
Balor.
Because nobody picked him. We have a Sin City street fight: Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre.
Is this a callback to just him? Is he always in street fights, Damian Priest?
Well, he grew up on the streets,
Okay.
So
he's just always in them.
Yeah, I'm going to just. I don't even want to talk about it because it's a Priest.
Make it good.
I'm going Drew, and that's a wrap. Make Drew great again for next year. Okay, that's what I want.
He's gonna, before he hits the South of Heaven through a table, he's gonna say, "Screw you, Breddick."
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he definitely will.
Listen, the street fight stipulation totally sold me. I was like, this is so boring. And then they're like Sin City street fight. I'm like, ooh, now you've piqued my interest.
Oh, peak.
Is there going to be some glass? Throw me at it. Let me see. Put Brennick through that.
Put me right through that thing. Yeah. Pasta night tables, very, very specifically set up.
Listen, Drew's been on the short end of the stick a lot over the past year to Damian, so for that reason, Drew has to win.
Drew.
And just because I like agreeing with Nick, I like when we're all on the same page.
Okay. Wow. Great. So the next match we have then, we only got 2 left, guys. This was a long slug here.
Ooh.
We have the WWE Women's World Title, which is the champion Io Sky versus Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley. Mama. Mommy.
Wait, no, she don't do that.
Imagine if she did. She just blatantly steals his taunt.
Just say Io Sky with it.
And they're arguing at each other in Spanish and Japanese.
I already know what all of us are doing. How are we going against Bianca?
I know, because it's
Bianca by 1,000,000. Has to be Bianca. A WrestleMania record. What is it? I bet it's amazing. I'm looking it up right now.
Nick, who do you got? We can come back.
I was gonna say Bianca. I feel like Rhea's kind of ran her course a little bit. She doesn't need it. Io's gotten to be the champion twice. She did hold the belt for a decent amount of time last time. Bianca is I feel like all of our picks are what's gonna do the thing that moves us forward in the best way, and picking her goes along with all of that. So
Bianca's 3-1. Bianca's now 4-1. It has to be.
I see, and I don't know why, but I see Jade Cargill interfering in this match and costing Bianca the win. Now, that does not push this to the title. Somehow, though, one of these two is going to get the title to turn this into a good feud. But I see Io Sky retaining.
Nice.
Wow.
Brennick has a chance to
put on Greg on this. I like
heavy.
that.
Yes.
Heavy.
And then finally, the true main event of WrestleMania. Never mind this night 1 main event BS. We have the undisputed title, Mr. Cody Rhodes.
Oh, he rolled the R too.
Versus heel John Cena. Greg is off screen. I'm assuming he is going to give us wrestling has more than one royal family, baby. But Nick, where are you going?
Cena,
I'm just making him wait there more.
I want to see Cena win. I want this to be his, I just don't want this retirement run to be pointless. I want it to mean something, and for it to for him to get this belt and hold it over everybody and be an effective heel and have this run be as meaningful as possible. He needs the belt right away.
I think there's a lot of sense to that.
Give me now. Instant gratification, baby.
Adrenaline
in his purse.
Greg?
It's not who I want, but it's what's happening. Cody retains.
That's
I went with
interesting.
my heart, so I could very well lose.
I don't see how Cody retains.
This
With-
is
with the whole Rock stuff.
Like me, but Rock, and then the glass breaks, and my Dookie does too. You know, like, what do we?
I don't
That's
know.
like the only thing. It's like another Avengers thing. They haven't set it up as much. I didn't know how to like correctly articulate my excitement. So
I could tell.
of a potential Austin show. So gonna break my Dookie, I guess, if the glass breaks.
I
Yeah.
just don't. I don't know how you guys could even expect Cody to win when it's a possibility that Jeff Cobb is going to be part of the Rock's group, and that he's not going to come in and just tear this match up.
that's what's gonna happen. It's Cody wins by DQ when Jeff Cobb debuts.
Imagine
Jeff
if this
Cobb's
match
coming
just
in.
ended in disqualification. It's just like a total dud after like 3 minutes.
It's a DQ because we're debuting Jeff Cobb.
Yeah. Jeff Cobb, man, this guy has WrestleMania lore like no other already.
Yep. He's gonna ruin the main event.
He's gonna ruin the main event. I'm taking John Cena. I don't see how Cody retains based on The Rock. You know, something's gonna happen, but maybe that's the swerve, is that somehow Cody overcomes everything again and retains.
I would love it if they had an Avengers moment. You got, some big return to combat The Rock showing up, and it's almost like history repeating itself from last year, but it doesn't work for Cody this time.
That would be good.
What if we go down that whole road, and this is your use of Randy Orton? Randy shows up, RKOs someone that plays into the finish.
Okay.
He doesn't want Cena to get
Think
another
about
one. He could go either way.
He absolutely could go either way.
Yeah.
What if he just interrupts every match with RKOs? Like even the women's matches, he's just coming in and just RKOing people.
It would get old, but I would be into it for like six matches, I think.
6 of the 13, we'd be okay.
Totally.
Totally
Six matches
that he can interfere.
Totally just cancels out night one.
Yeah. That would be awesome, actually. All right. Before we end, because that's all the matches, guys. And
oh my gosh.
That was good. I think we did a good job. We are going to be watching this together. So I think everybody out there should look at our Twitter to see what we're planning on doing. We've thrown a couple ideas out there. One way or another, you're going to hear from us on Saturday. It could be a live stream during WrestleMania, or it could be something after the show, or it could be both. I want everybody out there to pay attention to our Twitter and, see what we're up to, because it's going to be good. And if we do live stream it, it's going to be funny.
Email us. We're lonely. Ask us questions.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be wrestling related. You could just see how my day's going.
Yeah,
you can just check it like you used to.
Just check in on Greg. You
used to care.
Really quick, just a yes or no, hot take. Does Stone Cold make an appearance on either night?
Yes.
I mean,
he has to. We missed him last year. Doesn't he live in the area?
He lives in Vegas, driving his race car, whatever he does now.
He's like advertised
way
for
to promote Stephanie's new show.
Oh, Stephanie's Places. Just so everybody knows, too, I can't believe we forgot to do this. Stephanie McMahon did reach out to us about doing a Stephanie's Place with Schoolboy Roll Up. So we have to decide about whether or not we should do that.
Pretty short episode, considering we thought about this and then just started it pretty recently.
There's so much history, Nick.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, everybody, I hope you guys enjoyed. This is by far our longest episode, so hopefully everybody listens all the way. And if you made it this far, thank you for listening.
Jeff Cobb, we love you.
Jeff Cobb, we truly do love you, and we can't wait to see you interfere in the match.
In the main event.
In the main
Cobb.
event. Enjoy night one, everybody. We'll be seeing you soon.